So I just got some fantastic news. I'm going to be doing a giveaway for a B2 Reaper, and the reason why you're seeing me on my phone camera instead of the nice camera that I use to record this video that you're about to watch is because I found out about it after I was done filming the video, and I wanted to make sure to put something here at the beginning. So I'm going to be giving away a B2 Reaper, so thank you B2 for allowing this giveaway to take place. Very simple. Head down to the description below, there's going to be a link there. Follow it. It's just a classic giveaway raffle. Obviously, all you got to do is go there, follow the directions. Pretty simple. Like the videos here on the YouTube and sub. Go to Instagram, follow me there, and then more importantly, go and find out some information about the Hookah Chamber. They're a group of people that are helping save hookah in America. Lots of information over at the website, and you need to become a member over there, and it's free. You do not have to pay to become a member. Go over there, become a member. Very, very helpful for the fight that those guys are doing. But yeah, so until you enter that information, enjoy the video, drop a like, sub to the channel, all that kind of fun stuff. But yeah, giveaway for a B2 Reaper. Head on down to the description below to get all the other details. Thank you guys so much for watching, and enjoy the video. What's up, everybody? My name is Matt. I'm from Morning Hookah. Thank you so much for watching the channel. And today we're going to be taking a look at an exclusive first look into an unreleased pipe. When this video releases, I believe it will still be unreleased, but its release is right around the corner, so you don't have to wait too long. I'm really excited to talk about this pipe. Thank you, B2. Thank you, Vahe, for sending it over for my feedback and my impressions of the pipe. And I'm going to do as I always do and give you my honest feedback of it. But without further ado, let's take a look at the B2 Stainless Steel Inox. So here it is. This is a stainless steel pipe. If you know much about B2, then one thing that you may know about them is that their other pipes are aluminum based. They have, of course, the B2, I guess, Classic is what you'd kind of call it. It's on version 3. It has like the really cool looking heat sinks on the entire pipe. Just a really interesting look. I'll just put a picture of it right here so I don't have to explain it anymore and you can see exactly what it is. Then they also have the B2 Reaper, which is a small pipe as well. And a lot of people are big fans of the B2 Reaper. I know a lot of my friends, that was one of their either first, second, or third pipes. It's an affordable pipe. It hits really well, smokes really good. The only thing you gotta buy for that is a vase. You gotta buy a vase with the other B2 as well. And then they're also known for their F22. Their F22 is kind of an answer to this whole stick craze that kind of took over the industry there for a little while. A lot of people were talking about the stick hookah, and they got into that battle a little bit by releasing something pretty unique and different. I don't know about famously, but I actually was not a big fan of the look of the F22. I said multiple times that it just isn't for me. It's not something that I'm aesthetically, it doesn't appeal to me aesthetically. Smoked it quite a few times at this point now, and I mean, it's a very good pipe. I got no quorums with the F22. It is a great smoking pipe. It's just not for me the look that I personally like to look at when it comes to hookah. We come along to, and I'm not even talking about the precious cuts, by the way, of all the the B22 or the B2 and the F22 and stuff like that. There's some crazy stuff that B2 does. Very good stuff, very cool stuff. Okay, here it is. This is the Inox. This is the stainless steel. I have not put water in this vase yet. Heavy hookah. Very, very good weight to the actual hookah itself. A lot of the weight comes purely from the heart, which makes sense. This is a very heavy, thick piece of stainless steel. It has a 90-degree hose port. Also not a fan of that. Just for two reasons, aesthetic reasons, I'm not a big fan of. And then this is also something that I feel can not necessarily hinder a session, but it can cause a few problems. And we're going to talk about that as well once we get into it. The purge is interesting. We have a flat line, and then when you blow in, or when you purge it, a ball pops right there in that little hole that you can kind of see, and it actually purges out of both sides of that slit, which is kind of interesting, a slit purge. It's not invisible necessarily, and it's right there, obviously. You can see it's a pretty big slit, just kind of an interesting, different style purge. They still found a way to do something slightly different than everybody else, which I appreciate. I got no problem with that. And then it is a closed chamber, traditional chamber. It is not open or anything. You got a direct line for your purge and a direct line for your hose. And then the down stem, obviously, and it has a built-in diffuser that can unscrew, just like that. It's a screwable on and off diffuser. I'm also going to be showing a little video probably about this that I'm going to be using to reference pieces. The tray. Oh boy, the tray is probably one of the more interesting aspects of this hookah. Definitely one of the more eye-catching parts of it, right? The blade design. And the blade design actually works pretty well for what its actual functionality use is. You put a coal on it, and the airflow keeps it so that it stays lit. I left one there just because I wanted to try it out, and it worked better than a standard tray that just sits on it and goes out, blacks out a lot faster on a standard tray than it does on this. That shouldn't be surprising, though. Let's be honest, it is airflow. It is designed and engineered to work correctly. A couple things I like. The bowl port right up here is recessed. It goes all the way down through this bladed design of the tray, and you can get these perfect fitting bowls that when you get the grommet on and everything, it fits in that hole just perfectly, and it just looks like it's flush with the pipe and the design of it, and it just looks really nice. I really like that aesthetic look to it, how it can even like go, some of the bowls will go into it just a little bit, and it'll just look like it was made to fit. It looks like it was built to fit, which I'm a fan of that look. I think that looks really nice. That's one of the things that I really liked about it. Also, I really like the fact that it's a very smooth smoking pipe, man. This pipe will smoke just absolutely effortlessly. It is very smooth. It is very open depending on the vase that you use it with. I was actually pretty surprised. I put it with my jumbo vase, and it was one of the most open smokes that I ever had. It was so open. I was so impressed with it, but almost like too open. I was like, wow, this is really open. And then I put it back on a bell vase, the blue one that I have back there actually, and I was like, okay, this is a little bit more like a standard hookah. This is more of a, you know, a more open than closed draw, but it's still right in that medium range. Let's use a scale real quick, okay? Let's put it right here. Let's see, 10, wide open, okay? 1, super restrictive, all right? So now we got our scale right here, 10 to 1. We're gonna go with our open when it was on the bell vase all the way at number 9. It was really open on that jumbo vase. On the jumbo vase, it's going to be at a 9. But we're going to put this one right there at that 7, 8 mark. So right between 7 and 8. That's your openness to draw, in case you're curious about what your kind of draw is. I mean, I can compare it to some other pipes. The most open pipe that I've ever used is my Carbon 1 stem. That one sits at about a 9, just on a regular bell vase. It also has no diffuser as well. Let's see, my work bun is my most restrictive. That's going to sit at about a 4 or a 5, but it's not, I don't mind a little restriction now and then on my pipe, so that's not a negative for me personally, just so we're aware that the scale doesn't have like a negative or positive connotation. And then the light smoke, which is my favorite smoke right there, and that's a 7. That's a 7. This is a little bit more open on that 7, 8 on that blue bell vase than that light smoke is. It is more open. It is a smoother smoke overall, but it's not like ridiculously smoother. You know, once you get to those nicer hookahs in general, you're going to get good smokes regardless of what they are. Let's talk about price a little bit. I've been given a couple different numbers. I don't want to give you the exact number just because there's always chances that it may change, and I don't want to give you the wrong information, right? This is definitely going to be between $300, $400. I don't know if it's going to go as high as 500. So once again, don't quote me on this. That could be wrong. Okay, 300, 400. I have a feeling it's going to be 400, 399. And at that price point, I'm going to tell you and be very honest with you, that's not a price point that I personally am going to be purchasing this hookah at. And the reason why is because regardless of how well it smokes, it's not in my personal use case scenario. Okay, there's other hookahs that I still want to buy before I buy this B2. Do I recognize the greatness of this B2? I really, really do. Okay, let's say that I go to HEW4, which I will be at, and they have a B2 sale going on of these bad boys, and they're sitting pretty at a pretty nice number that I won't say in case someone's listening and then they get me. But yeah, there's definitely a number that I would be very comfortable purchasing this hookah at. And this is a phenomenal hookah, and the weight, like I said, is just nice and heavy. It's just beautiful. Okay, so before we get into smoking, I do want to bring up something when it comes to the actual pipe itself and the 90-degree port that I was talking about. This is the B2 hose. This is the B2 hose. Very long hose handle. Shout out to Spire Mouth Tips and Peter Smoke USA. You guys are awesome. You know who you are. This is the mouth tip though. This is the mouth handle. It's very nice, very classic B2. I think a lot of people understand what B2 mouth tips and how they I feel like they were one of the first skinny handles for hookahs and kind of standardize that modern, sleek, minimalistic look and stuff. But here we go. So this is your 90-degree angle. There's an O-ring that's on this right here, and I was told from B2 that he's trying to make sure that all these hoses are compatible with each version of every B2 that goes out. F22, the B2 Classic, the Reaper, regardless of what it is, he wants to make sure that these all work with all the different B2 models. Herein lies one of the interesting problems that I think can be fixed, and it's not the end of the world or anything, but still I feel like needs to be pointed out. I'm going to go ahead and put this in here, and you really got to give a good amount of pressure, and you want to make sure that after you clean it, and this is an obvious statement, you want to make sure you dry that before you start putting in rubbery seals inside of it, obviously. And then as you pass it around and as you go around, it has the tendency to sometimes pop out. When I was in California, it didn't ever pop out. It never popped out before I went to California. Then I get home, and the weirdest thing happened. In a single night of smoking, it popped out like 3 times. And I was like, that's weird. Did not expect that to happen, but it did. And then I pulled it out on the 3rd time, made sure that everything was nice and dry, and put it back in, and didn't have a problem for the rest of it. So definitely one of those things where you want to make sure that you get those nice and dried before you start using them. Otherwise you may have some slippage, and you don't want slippage. You want to keep it nice and tight in there. It's smoking wonderfully, as to be expected, with anything from a B2. If you've ever smoked a B2, then you know what to expect. It's gonna be a good smoking pipe. There's really nothing that I can say about that. I can't talk about the smoothness, and I have other stainless steel pipes to compare it to, and it does smoke very well in comparison to those as well. It's just a really good pipe, and if you just judge it on the merits of the pipe itself, it's amazing. It truly is. It's spectacular. It's a great smoking pipe. This would be a great pipe to add to anybody's collection, and that's kind of where I want to talk about this pipe at the very end of this review. This is not the pipe that I would recommend to anybody who's going for their first, second, or maybe even third hookah. But if you're looking to add a new pipe to your collection, if you've already got everything that you've ever wanted to get in hookah, if you've already got a Regal, if you've already got a regular B2, if you already have a Like Smoke or a Work Bun, if you already have like all these other fantastic hookahs, then this would fit right alongside it. If you're looking for that new pipe to add to any collection, this is going to do a great job, and it's going to live right where it needs to inside that beautiful collection that you probably already have. For me, this is not the pipe that I'm looking for at this moment, but it's something that I'm going to keep an eye on for a long time. It's something that I'm going to be looking at for a long time, and eventually I'm going to crack under the pressure and I'm going to get myself one of these. And it's really easy to clean. You can break it down very quickly and efficiently, and you really don't have to worry about anything like that. It cleans very simply. It's just a really good pipe overall. I do want to show you a clip of me looking at the tray, because the tray can look a little deceiving. There is a little bit of a gap inside of it, and that gap allows any ash that goes on it to fall through it, and you don't have to worry about there being like ash that gets caught up or stuck or anything. Very easy to clean in that as well. I'm using a Hookah John 80 feet bowl, 80 feet 80, and I'm also using the Provost with 2 superior high heat coals, and I'm smoking some Mimone from Tangiers, the Burkook, which is something that I'm kind of new to. I haven't smoked a whole lot of Burkook, but it's something that I'm interested in getting into. I found out some really interesting information about it. It's actually sweetened with agave nectar, but yeah, it is just an absolutely smooth smoking pipe. It does have the 90-degree angle, which I am not personally a huge fan of, just personal preference. I also feel like there's water condensation that gets stuck level instead of being down at an angle. That happens as well, and though I have had it pop out before, it's not really a problem as long as you make sure to keep, really put in a lot of pressure with that O-ring, and make sure you dry all the components off as well after you're done cleaning it. But yeah, this is the B2 stainless steel Inox Hookah. Yeah, just a fantastic pipe. Absolutely love this thing. Huge recommendation from me. I can't not recommend this for somebody who's looking for a new pipe, already has a Farrah one, already has a MIG, already has a Aeon hookah. Like, there's just so many pipes out there, obviously, right? So many pipes to choose from. This fits right along any of those really well smoking hookahs. Yeah, just fantastic. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it as always. Regardless if it's morning, afternoon, or night, I hope you enjoy what it is inside your bowl. And until next time, keep on smoking.
Right question. You have to ask the right question. Has anything